only Carhartt shirts.
I've always noticed that, bro.
Yeah, Carhartt only. If I'm wearing a t-shirt or something, Carhartt only.
Damn.
See, it's based on a Chernobyl reactor worker. So it's like the coat they wore or like what they wore like working on the reactor.
Yeah.
My lifespan, by the end, we're going to merge together.
Holy.
Alter ego together.
This sounds like some anime, bro.
I think the other thing is doing more than learning.
Yes.
Because I think if you just try to learn at the beginning, you're sort of going to get lost.
Bro,
there's
I've been
a million
trying to
things.
tell you.
Yeah, there's a million things.
You ready?
Yeah.
What's up, y'all? Welcome to the Blazin A Trail Podcast. I am your host, Tut Kailash, a.k.a. K1. Today, we back at the Flats. We've been around in Lincoln, man, but we back home at the Flats. And today, we are joined by an artist, a fashion designer, owner, creative director of his home fashion brand, RoninScarr.
Yep.
Trailblazers, please help me in welcoming Alex Scarpello to the podcast. Welcome, my brother.
Yo, what's good?
Yeah.
First of all, thanks for having me. Appreciate it. First podcast. See how it goes.
We blessed him. So you might have seen this man on Lincoln Journal Star, walking on UNL campus. That's how I first seen him. Or at H&M, where I got my shirt.
Yep.
So today, we're going to talk about artistic fashion, okay? So, first to get the ball rolling, what does fashion mean to you? And maybe give a description after what people think fashion is.
Okay.
It's hard.
Yeah, I'll start with, for me, fashion is like self-expression. The things that I do in terms of fashion is create my own wardrobe.
Yeah.
So I make my own clothes.
Flex.
And it's not everybody can say that, so good thing to throw out there.
Yeah.
I think the way I've approached fashion since I started was more like an artistic way.
Yeah.
So trying to put meaning and ideas into the clothes rather than just
Yes.
making something. And so having like inspiration and maybe like certain things mean things to me. And trying to find myself through making clothes and trying to understand why I want to wear certain things, why I don't want to wear certain things.
Yeah.
But for like a general definition in terms of fashion, it's just the way you want to like put clothes on your body and the types of clothes you wear and the things you choose, and it's pretty broad. And then I've just managed to make it more narrow and focus on like a conceptual way of thinking.
I like that. So when your last collection, what was that called?
So
They Have Awoken. That's what it was.
Yeah, the last collection was in August called They Have Awoken. It's just so the one I did one last year in August. It was called The Zone.
Yeah.
And that was like the introduction and like the world that I'm trying to build.
Oh.
And then
I like that,
yeah,
bro.
then They Have Awoken is just introducing the people and like who live like within the zone.
Bro, that's so. Do you have some of the collection here from They Have Awoken or from the Zone?
I have stuff from last year.
So y'all better be tuned because y'all gonna see some fire
Yep.
that he made with his own hands. All right, so before we get on to the basic questions, give me 3 myths about fashion designers.
I thought you were gonna say me. I'm like,
No.
I mean, I'll come up with some stuff, man. Like, I think so. 3 myths about fashion designers.
Yeah.
I think one of them is this idea that they just create an idea or just do a drawing and then somebody else does all the work.
Yeah.
In some ways that is true, but that's more like a creative director.
Exactly.
Like, a fashion designer is more making the clothes and working on like all the seams and finishes and fabric. Like there's a lot more that goes into it than just an idea.
Facts.
So especially like for me, I do every step of the process. So I'll look for fabric, research ideas, make everything, hand make everything, just me solo doing it.
That's crazy. Like for me, for my brand, I literally try and find a good manufacturer that has like some good fabrics, or I'll actually just go overseas and ask a manufacturer that I know, hey, this is the kind of the material that I want, but you're fucking just doing it.
Yeah, it's a
lot of work.
A lot more work, but I also haven't like I've tried to sell stuff here and there, but it hasn't really been my focus. It's just some more of like because I've always approached it as making my own wardrobe.
Exactly, bro. That's so dope.
So like for me, it doesn't go to waste. So like whatever I'm making,
because it's not just chilling in inventory.
Yeah. So it's
it has meaning.
Yeah, it's a different approach, and it's maybe like not everybody should take it because it's a lot like a big investment, but it's investing in yourself.
So now okay, the way trends work, things come and things go, because like it seemed like 2019 it was very about the fitted clothes, right? And now I start to see more of like the comfortable, baggier clothes are coming back.
Yeah.
Did they teach you guys something about trends on understanding why that we kind of like fluctuate between things?
Yeah. So I'll start out with I am a UNL student. I'm studying fashion design. I'm
projected to be done when?
In December. So not too long.
Let's go.
But I've done like all my fashion related courses. So they have talked about trends, and like we've learned like trend forecasting, like trying to figure out what people are going to think ahead of time and stuff like that. But for me, I think trends are more like it's more what the masses are like thinking about and like wearing. Whereas like a lot of the trends that you see come and go, there's still people wearing that.
True.
So
it's just a wave that it's like, oh, people are starting to wear this, but they've been.
So a lot of styles and things never go away. It's more like the general population and general public starts like diving into it and wanting to wear it. Whereas like there's still people like I've been wearing like baggy clothes for 3-4 years, and I'm probably never gonna not. So it's like it's just how I want to represent myself, and there's other people like that too. Yeah. So if you think of like, you think about fitted, there's still people that want stuff straight fitted.
Facts.
Like just tight around the bicep, like tight chest, like everything, man. So I think and then the other aspect of it would be companies. So like companies will capture that, and then they kind of push the trend forward.
True.
And try to basically kind of
catch the wave.
They make it so the general population like wants to buy it.
They create the demand.
Yeah.
Damn. Okay, so to fully understand how you got to this point, we need to figure out where it all started. And what are the key moments in your life that led you here? So give the listeners a bit of a background about yourself and your childhood. Let's say leading up to middle school. We'll stop there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Going way back.
Yeah.
Well, I'll start out with I wasn't creative in the way I am now. I grew up playing sports.
Okay.
And just yesterday, just like I had a puzzle piece that just like fit and like just everything clicked.
Yeah.
So like I was talking to my mom. Shout out my mom.
Shout out mom.
Throw that out there.
Yeah.
So I grew up playing baseball predominantly, and I was a pitcher.
Yeah.
So as a pitcher, it's a solo mission. You're basically like, you have the ball the whole time. Dang. And so everything rides on you basically. Like it starts with you. So I realized that I was creative, and like the way I was thinking, like while I was pitching, it was like creative and like trying to figure out ways to solve problems and create ideas and like that type of stuff. And then the way to like carry yourself, not show emotion, like just, it's all like in your head. That's what my mom was telling me. It just totally clicked. Because it's like that's how I started being creative. So, and I didn't even know at the time.
That it was, yeah.
Yeah, but now looking at my experience or where I'm at now, and then looking back, it is kind of like, dang, this has like been me for a while. Yeah. But
you grew up in Omaha?
Yeah, so I grew up in Omaha. I got an older brother, younger brother. I went to West Side.
West Side? What year did you graduate?
Well, I only went to West Side K through 8. So then, I went to West Side through middle school.
Wait, West Side is a K through 12 school?
No. But I went to elementary school and then middle school. So they have a middle school, but then I went to Creighton Prep for high school.
Okay.
Yeah, so I kind of bounced around a little bit.
You know Noah Flourish?
Yeah.
Shout out to Noah. He was he was 2 podcasts ago, but
Oh, okay, nice.
yeah.
Yeah, I heard of him. I don't know him,
You don't know,
but
how many people was in your graduating class at Creighton Prep?
well, here's the thing. I only went till junior year, and then I graduated from Central.
Oh shit!
Yeah, so I've been around.
You've been around.
But yeah, growing up, I mean, I've always been kind of like a lone wolf, kind of loner, just kind of sticking to myself, and kind of. I think that ties in with like being a pitcher. You just kind of like just
in
doing.
your own
I'm just
world.
always been doing my own thing, and I've had a lot of friends growing up come and go. Matter of like me leaving or just like stop being friends, stop hanging out, whatever.
Facts.
But I think in terms of like how I got here as like an artist, I was like. Growing up, my mom was really into clothes and like her appearance and stuff.
Okay.
So that's how I kind
how
of
you
got into it. And it started with shoes, but then
It always starts with shoes.
I know,
bro.
man.
It always starts with shoes.
I know.
So if I were to ask an old classmate from Central,
No,
what do you think Alex would be doing in 10 years? What do you think they would say?
You gotta pick prep or West Side. Because at Central, I had half days, like I was barely there.
Oh yeah. Okay, let's say prep.
Yeah, at prep. Back then. I'd say it'd be with sports because
Yeah.
that was kind of my life.
What was
And,
is baseball your main sport?
Yeah, baseball. I grew up playing basketball, but in high school it was just baseball. So
Facts.
I mean,
Legion.
yeah,
Hell
yeah. So back then it'd probably be something with sports. I didn't really have like a set interest back then, or like what I wanted to do.
You're go with the flow.
Yeah, because like I had some ideas like in senior year of high school, because like right before college, so you gotta think of something. But,
Exactly.
yeah.
Well, that's a good transition. Did you have any doubts about what college would do for you? Because did you already know that you were going to do fashion, or how did you start on the path?
So going into college, like graduating high school, I was looking at colleges to go play baseball, like junior college.
Yeah.
Sort of start there, go there a couple years, and then picked
Transfer
up.
out.
But yeah, but that ended up not being realistic just because I lost interest, and I mean I just don't think going that way it sort of sets you back.
Facts.
Because you're just kind of holding on to past glories. Like
That's so true.
Unless you're like really getting scouted.
Yeah.
I mean, or if you're really into it, it's kind of like at some point you just have to let go.
Facts.
And for me,
It's
it
tough.
was gradual, but I'm glad I
Hell
did.
yeah.
And I ended up at UNO for a year, undeclared, just kind of like taking gen eds.
Yeah.
Like I toured a couple colleges, but didn't really know what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
And then I started at H&M like 4 years ago now.
Oh shit.
So that got me. I took that job just because I wanted to do something fashion related.
Yeah.
And I started thinking about the fashion design program at UNL. And then my mom kind of suggested that. And then
Shout out to mom being supportive,
I know.
man.
Yep.
That's what's up. So
all
do you
the way
know
through.
Justin Lomison? Do you know Kevin Tong?
I know Kevin. Yeah.
Yeah, shout out to Kevin, man.
Yeah. Yeah. Me and
He's
Kevin.
a hooper.
Oh yeah. He worked at H&M with me for 2 years. Yeah. Me
Yeah.
and him were bros.
Damn, shout out to Kev. I
he's
know
out-
he's out west, right?
He's out in Cali. Yeah. I'll hit him up after this.
Hell yeah. Okay, so what is something you should have capitalized in your early college years that would have benefited you now?
Ooh.
Was it taking a certain course seriously instead of just like
Well, I think now, like I'm taking a few art courses now, so I think, and that's really opened my mind into where I want to go in the future. So I think maybe taking those earlier, like maybe, because when you're in like a set course, like right away,
Yep.
like I transferred in, so I kind of had to like be strict with my courses, but
Yep.
maybe like throwing in an art class back then.
see, that would have been good.
Yeah, because it was just because I took art classes like way back when, but it didn't click till college. So if I would have took maybe a couple at the beginning, but I mean, other than that, there's not much I regret from college. Like maybe trying to get to know people sooner, because I started to make connections like 2 years in. But yeah.
Okay, so like, do you have an idea of what you want to do after college? Do you want to go full time doing your own thing, or would you go the route of working a full time job, but when you get off, working on that for the time being?
Yeah, I have a few different options. I'm not real set, because I'll have a fashion design degree, so I can still get internships or get a job in that, and still trying to pursue that and make things.
Yeah.
But then I can also do art on the side. I'm thinking about doing like full-time job, and then just like something I sort of enjoy, and then having like the free time on my own stuff, and then trying to go down the art avenue, like I have a bunch of ideas like after I graduate, so it's just a matter of like I want to do events, like I don't know, art shows, like whatever.
Hell yeah.
I'm just like real open. I'm not like I have to do this. It's just more wherever I
like the
go.
mindset that you have, because a lot of people are like, I think it's just what comes with our generation. They feel like, because this 19-year-old has it figured out, so I feel like I should have everything figured out, and then that just creates anxiety, bro.
Yeah, so like people will look at me and they seem like this. I've done probably more than I maybe should have been doing, because I maybe should have focused more on school, but I think by doing my own work, like while doing school, it's helped a lot.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think when you graduate college, there's a lot of pressure to like immediately get a job.
Yes.
Which like I don't think that, like, it makes sense, because it is kind of like it's a milestone. Like if you're in college, you graduate, and then it's like, okay, now what?
Exactly.
But I think it'd be good to have 1 to 2 years where in reality you just have to work, and it doesn't necessarily have to be your career.
Yep.
Because for me, I'm probably gonna work, but it's not my end goal.
Exactly.
Because here's the other thing. I'm 22.
Yeah, that is crazy.
I may live till I'm 80 or 90. Why do I need to do it now?
Exactly.
Here's a question. Ask yourself why in everything.
Y'all hear that?
Just why. Just what? Three letters.
And I think it's just societal pressures and you wanting affirmation from your friends, which is fine and everything, but it has to come to a point where you have to play the long game.
Yeah.
And like you have to take care of yourself.
Well, I'll give this other tidbit. So self-discovery.
Yes.
That's something I've started to realize more and more I don't think it's for everybody, because it is like, it's pretty hard to really like look within yourself and like be like, I'm going to figure you out.
Yeah.
Because it's almost like looking at yourself from like a third person.
That's what I like to do. It's hard though.
Yeah. But self-discovery for me is like, made me realize that like, I don't have to have everything figured out now. I do need a direction, but I don't need like set things or set guidelines, or it's kind of like just living.
Yes, because like what I think when kids get right out of high school, I think they should work for a year or two, then go the community college route just to get the gen eds and get it for a cheaper rate, right? And then if you figure out what you kind of want to do and have interest, and you actually pursue your what do they call it? Curiosity.
Yeah.
Then go that route, right? And then afterwards, I know some other countries do this. They actually send their kid off traveling.
That's so.
After college.
My buddy, he just got back from a trip, and he told me like travel like changed his life.
Yeah.
Because he tour manages and like travels like. Shout out Dirty Earn.
Okay.
His name's Ernest Falconer.
What a name!
It's my boy. Yeah. But yeah, he's a tour manager for Coheed and Cambria.
Bro, stop. I think everything in my life literally goes together. Because literally, I asked Google today because I couldn't get Welcome Home out of my head. So I was like, yo, Google, play Coheed and Cambria, Welcome Home. That's crazy. He does that for Coheed and Cambria?
Yep.
They still got big ass hair?
Huh?
Coheed and Cambria, do they still have their
afros?
That
That lead singer.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he's given me a lot. He's 40, so he's like twice my age. But I met him through the internet and video games. But he's given me a lot of advice that. Here, I'll throw another thing out there.
Drop these bombs, bro.
Now, for me, I don't know if this is for everybody, but this is just my insight. So I matured younger, and I started to realize that, like the people your age won't necessarily give you the best advice. Like they'll give you advice. They'll give you advice for now, but if you listen to older people or try to make friends with like elders, like whether it be 10 years older, 20 years older, like. If you find certain people like that, they will give you the best advice.
Facts.
Because they're twice your age.
Yes.
So, like, some of their insights is, like, insight you would only find out till you're their age. So I think no matter who it is, anybody older than you, at least, like, try to listen to them or ask them for advice. Because I think that will help you go down the path you want to go down.
Yep.
Or maybe go down the path that they went down, but you don't want to go down it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Blazing a trail.
Yeah, exactly.
That's exactly why I like my target age range. I'm 20. I'm about to be 29, bro.
Okay.
So I'm trying to help out the kids who, like, I was pressured because my parents came as refugees. Like, we came here for you to get an education.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I don't know what to do because all I was doing was sports. So I came at a crossroads. Like, now I can't even do sports. Can't even go to school. So I'm like, self-discovery.
Yeah.
I just worked. Figured out what I could do, what I couldn't, but it would have helped if I had a mentor at that point.
Yeah, I think mentor is better than like elder.
No, but it's just, I think it's
like the
it's
same
one
idea.
And the same thing.
Just
yeah,
elder to me feels like 70, 80.
Yeah,
but it's just elder's really just anybody older than you.
Yes, so I think mentorship is very, very impactful on a young girl, young boy's life.
Yeah, and it doesn't have to be like in the field you want.
No, it doesn't.
It's just age. Like somebody who has more age than you, it will mean like more experience.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't mean they know more than you, but it just means they've probably been through what you've been through.
And they've experienced it in some kind of way. So that's why when I was in high school, they were like, well, this is going to happen to you one day and you need to be like prepared for it or be aware of it. Just right over my head. But it was a gem that they were giving to me genuinely.
Yeah.
And if I would have caught that seed and then, watered it and then let it grow, it would have helped me become a better person at a faster rate,
Yeah, but it also goes back to like, do you need to be a better person now? You know what I'm saying? Because
we do need to grow through the pain and I don't know.
Because I think when you're younger, you're naive and you kind of like think you know everything. Because that's how I used to be. I used to think I know everything. My dad always tells me.
Yeah.
he like growing up, he would always tell me I don't know anything, and I think it's partially true.
Yeah.
Because I'm literally a young adult.
Yeah.
And he's 54, 53. So he has miles of life ahead of me.
Exactly.
So it's like, I think parents are also very like helpful in ways to guide you and also not guide you. Because it depends on what path you want to go down. But maybe some things your parents did you don't want to do. And it's just like you can learn from it. And then there are other advice you take and then some advice you don't. It's just... ties back to self-discovery. Who do you want to be?
Oh my God, Alex / the philosopher.
Yeah, I'm a thinker.
Okay, we'll be right back. We're about to take a little break. This episode is sponsored by Yato. Yato, aka You Are the One, is a lifestyle brand that seeks to inspire individuals to start within themselves, to co-create their reality, to reach their ideal self in accordance with their God-given abilities in order to make a change in the world. They have released their fall collection with windbreakers, hoodies, beanies. You can check out more styles and colors visiting their website, www.yato.life. Once again, that is www.yato.life. Pre-orders are going through this week, and you can get a discount using the code BAT. Again, that is code BAT to get a discount. Back to scheduled programming. And we're back. Thank you to the sponsor. So, describe your brand. Or is it all under your creative direction as RoninScarr? Are you RoninScarr?
So, break it down.
Oh, bad.
So, RoninScarr is me,
Yes.
but it sort of became an alter ego. It began as an alter ego because I grew up playing sports, so that was my life. And then I started to realize, I'm creative. I want to be creative. So I think RoninScarr was a way to like give a name to that and give give it meaning and sort of like create it. So RoninScarr created this version of myself that I'm just slowly becoming.
Yeah.
So we're sort of merging, but we're also like, it's still sort of separated.
Yeah.
But I think now, I think maybe by the time, by my lifespan, by the end, we're going to merge together.
Holy.
Alter ego together.
This sounds like some anime, bro.
Because my whole idea is self-discovery. So I think I'm trying to figure out who RoninScarr is, and I'm starting to find out it's just me.
Damn.
So
That's some deep ass shit.
Oh, I know. Yeah, it's crazy. But I do think it began as an alter ego, but I think it was just a way for me to realize that, to sort of grasp that, that I am creative. Because it's weird. It was weird for me trying to cope with, like, I grew up sports and video games, and didn't realize I was creative or I could do all the stuff I'm doing now. So
did you ever catch any kind of shade from your buddies that you would do something different than what they were doing?
During baseball, yeah, because I had set ways to get in the mental space, like pitch or stuff like that. But yeah, I think I was kind of different and kind of like, just I think mentality wise and just, I didn't want to be in like groups.
Yes.
But yeah, RoninScarr is just basically who I am as an artist. It's more of like an artist name, and I guess it is like a brand, but the brand is just me.
That's so cool.
And so it's just like the umbrella, and then there's all these little things underneath it, sort of like divides into other things. So like art and fashion and whatever I want to do.
I love art, bro.
Yeah.
Because there's so many ways that you can express it.
Yeah.
Anyways, how would you define your style lately? Because I know it's going to be ever changing in a sense, because you're...
style in terms of clothes or life?
Clothes.
In terms of clothes, monochromatic, black, white, and gray.
Yeah.
Lately, I have a whole like philosophy to it.
Bro, drop it.
So this is big insight. So white socks, white shoes every day. That's it. And then
Bro, low key, yes.
So I'll break. It's basically a uniform. So I'll break down my uniform: white socks, white shoes. Lately, it's been like what I got on now. So only Carhartt shirts.
I've always noticed that, bro.
Yeah, Carhartt only. If I'm wearing a T-shirt or something, Carhartt only.
Damn.
And long sleeve. So this has been my whole uniform. And I got these baggy shorts that I wear all the time. Otherwise, it'd be like baggy pants, just loose and oversized, and I'd say pretty simplistic too.
I like it.
Don't really do a lot of branding or patterns or. But with my last collection, I started getting the colors, so like a fuchsia pink.
Yeah.
So it was like, that's pretty new for me.
Yeah, like, whoa.
Yeah, so pretty different.
So like, so the reason why I started to notice you was Trey Sir.
Yeah, shout out Trey.
And he's been modeling for fucking everybody now.
Yeah.
So how did you end up being on Omaha Fashion Week?
Ooh, this is a good story.
Yes.
It's been, trying to think, 3 years in the making. I think, yeah. Because in, I think 2018 or 2019, I think it was, February 2019, I went to, well, here, I'll start with August 2018, started at UNL in the fashion program, and then Omaha Fashion Week was in February 2019.
Okay.
So I went and attended that, like, couple nights, and then in my head I was like, I can do better. Like,
oh yeah,
I could easily do this. Like, sort of like motivating myself.
Exactly.
Like I kind of like took notes and trying to figure out what other people were doing, and so I kind of scouted it out, and then I went in August 2019, did my first show. I I didn't sew anything before that show, so that whole show was just the first things I ever made. So
Oh shit.
Like to where I am now, like looking back at that, it was definitely like it could have been a little premature because I didn't really know what I was doing, but I felt like it was a way for me to learn.
Exactly, learn by doing.
Yeah, and then I did a show. February 2020.
2020.
Yeah, in February, and then August 2020, and then just did one in August 2021. So I've done 4 total. Just gotten better every time.
Did you get an award?
Yeah, last August.
2020.
I won the show.
Let's go. You know he got with the prayer hands.
Oh yeah, that's my signature.
I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Doesn't that like the affirmation at the end? You know what I'm saying? Like you got it all out. Everybody's did their walk. You come out.
Yeah. Sort of like thank you to the audience, but thank you to myself.
Yeah.
Because if you think about it, I do it there.
Yeah.
And then I wait until I get the video, and then I watch the video.
Yo, I just did the meme. Yo, that's so true.
Yeah. I mean, I literally just put that together now, but it just seems like there's just layers and layers to everything I do. And it's sort of like...
Just like the clothing.
I think another thing with creativity is like certain things, like you realize what you're doing if you look back. So if you're like self-reflective and you sort of like look back at things you made last year, you'll understand more of what you were doing.
Yes.
And there's probably more meaning than you think there was at the time. But it is hard because
so right.
You also have to face your old self, which some people that's hard just because it's a worse version of maybe who you are now.
Yes.
But you have to look at it objectively.
Exactly. That's when you look at yourself third person.
Yeah.
Damn. Man, Alex, man. He's dropped gems, man. Okay. What were the action steps that you took right after you decided to start design clothing? Was it okay?
Well, I give you the beginning and then
do the beginning.
So I'm trying to create a timeline so you can kind of understand, but think so like summer of 2018, beginning of 2018, I knew I was going to go to UNL in the fall, and then growing up, my grandma, I knew she did like crafts and would sew and do like make stuff. So I went to her because she had a sewing machine, and then me and her made a pair of pants.
Damn.
That it was way too small. It didn't fit my grandma, it didn't fit me, it didn't fit my grandpa, but it was my first thing I ever made with help of my grandma. So she was at the start, and then what was the question again?
No, it's like what were the action steps you took right after you decided to start designing?
Well, I started trying to research and trying to understand it because I think when you're curious about something or you want to start learning something, you have to act on it because it's more of a. And I think the other thing is doing more than learning.
Yes.
Because I think if you just try to learn at the beginning, you're sort of gonna get lost. Because there's a million things. Yeah, there's a million things to learn. So if you're doing, the learning comes later and while you're doing.
He's so right. Because like analysis paralysis, because there's so much information. You're
exactly. Because I've noticed it myself. It's sort of a way for you to not do the work. That's another thing.
It's what do they call it? It's just like self-sabotage.
Yeah. Because you're like I've done it sometimes where I'm researching and I'm just like in some aspects I'm overloading myself just trying to understand it.
Yep. Like
maybe research for a collection or like a new garment, but I think in that aspect it's good. But if you're just starting out, definitely like don't worry about doing it right. Don't worry about like knowing everything because I mean I don't know everything.
Yeah.
I've been doing this 3-4 years, so I'm at the beginning.
Yeah.
Like it feels like I'm seasoned or I've done a lot, but there's so much stuff I don't even know.
Yeah.
Because sometimes people look at me and think I know
It's like, bro,
I know everything, but I don't.
I'm with you, bro.
Yeah,
I don't.
I'm right there with you in a lot of aspects.
Okay, so what skills do you think you need in order to become a fashion designer?
Ooh.
Because I've asked this question for different industries,
Okay.
but this is different.
Well, I think before you even get to there, you have to figure out if you want to work in the fashion industry. Because in reality, there's 1,000,001 jobs within the industry, just like any other industry.
Yeah.
So like fashion designer, it's sort of broad because in reality, it's sort of like
go ahead.
a beginning term, and then there's all these things underneath it. So like making a pattern cutter, like
I can name some more.
I mean, there's like research assistant, like assistant designer, like there's not really like there is a fashion designer, but it's not like there's a lot of other titles to it.
It's a vague description.
Yeah, and I think it's more like a description that maybe the general public will give, just because they don't like if you know about the industry or you looked into it, you'll understand how many levels there are to it. Because there's production, there's like being a sewer, there's doing stuff on Photoshop, like prints, like it's crazy, man. So I think a better way to approach it would try to figure out what you like about fashion, like the different aspects of it, and trying to find a job that fits that or a job that has that in it.
That's some great advice. So when you're about to have a show, how do you reach out to people to model your clothing? So like, do you send them a voice message? Do you send them a written letter? What do you do?
Well, so I've done 4 shows now. So at the beginning, my first show, I didn't know anybody. So the people who apply for Fashion Week, we had sent like 300, 400 models. So you got to pick and choose, like sort of try to understand like what kind of, if you want a guy, if you want a girl, like what kind of body type, hair, skin color, there's all kinds of things. So it's sort of, I think if you're doing like your first show, it's kind of, that's when you figure out who you want to model for you. And then for me, I've met people at each show, and then I meet like models I meet their friends. So like over 2 years now? Yeah, 2 years, 3 years. I've just gotten to know different models, and then I just keep hitting them up on Instagram, do other projects. So yeah, it's just I've actually scouted a few people on Instagram just by like just people I know they post with somebody, and I'm like, oh dang, they got a cool look. Yeah. So I had just hit them up.
So do you know Barney?
Yeah, I had him model for me twice. Yeah,
we're related somehow, but we grew up together in Tennessee.
Oh, okay, nice.
Yeah, I was like, because that's how I saw Trey. I was like,
yeah,
what's he doing with my cousin? And then I was like, oh, Alex?
Yeah.
Damn. Okay, so you got a couple of things to show us, bro?
Yeah, I'll show you a painting first.
Okay, bet.
So, I forget the name of this, but don't matter. So I focus on texture and trying to build things out. So, yeah, this one it's old nails from my great grandpa's basement, nails and screws, and sort of just trying to encapsulate like a memory, embed it. Yeah.
What was the memory? Just grandpa's?
Just like family history and sort of like maybe like what he did with these and yeah. It's harder to do it on the spot.
It is. But I think that's just like that's what I think when I watch like Virgil Abloh or like a Tom Ford, like they're thinking through designing or like putting together clothing.
Yeah.
Like I'm trying to understand their thought process.
Yeah.
On why they wanted this look. Because only they get it in a sense. But you kind of get the direction if you're on the team.
Yeah. So it is. So for instance, like Louis Vuitton men's, that's Virgil Abloh.
Yeah.
So he's the head, but he has tons of people that do research for him.
Facts.
So he'll have like broad topics, and then they'll dive in and like, because like Louis Vuitton's huge, so they have so many different looks.
Yep.
So it's aspects of like their customer and what they want, what they think their customer is going to buy, and then sort of like just creative freedom, like trying to do something new or be innovative, and Yeah, I mean, it's a good question to like try to figure out like why do I want to wear monochromatic?
Yeah.
Like it's sort of good things to ask yourself or figure out. But I do have a jacket I can show.
Please do. Can I feel this?
Yeah. So this is from last year. The Zone is about the Chernobyl disaster and this other Russian film.
My life connects. We were just talking about Chernobyl yesterday. Somebody told me to look into it, but anyways.
But yeah, this I have it on my Instagram and my website. You can check it out. But RoninScarr.com, at RoninScarr, 2 R's at the end.
Yeah. Throw that in front.
Oh, yeah.
Just so people can, because I think you put it that high, and then you show them the back. So explain to them kind of like why paint splatter? Is that just...
So this one, like you can kind of see, it's based on a Chernobyl reactor worker. Mm-hmm. So it's like the coat they wore or like what they wore like working on the reactor.
Yeah.
And then it has the time the Chernobyl power plant blew up. And then...
Oh, shit. And then what does that say on the back? 3?
Well, here, I'll put it down now so I can talk.
Yeah.
But on the back, it's The Zone in Russian, which is the title of the collection, and then also, like, the world I'm building. And then also, like, the Chernobyl zone now is called The Zone. It's like the exclusion zone. Damn. So, yeah. But
this is really thought out.
Yeah, I know. I try to... most of my work, I try to really think out and try to have multi-layers to it, and certain things are just like pure self-expression.
Damn.
But other things are like thought out and like meaning and conceptualized. But yeah, the painting was just more like thinking about the walls now and how they've decayed and sort of like trying to create age. So the paint sort of like creates age and gives it a different texture. But yeah.
This dude is thinking. Like, so I also think in a conceptual way for everything.
Yeah.
Especially when I put something out. So, other than the podcast, but I thought about the concept conceptually. But the reason why I wanted to bring that up was because when I created Yedo, which stands for "You Are the One," so my brand, I thought about it for like a couple months.
Yeah.
On like, why do I even have to bring this about? So it was a message for myself first, but to other people.
Yeah.
So whenever I say Yedo or "You Are the One," it's an outward message, but it's really inside.
Yeah, it's like you're self-motivating kind of.
Yes.
Yeah. Like that's kind of how I started. It was more just I wanted to create my own stuff. Like,
yes.
I kind of
Same. Yeah.
Just like for me, it's just kind of I want to make everything that I use or have. So, like the clothes, it just became a way for me to make what, like, because I did at the beginning, like I started to get really into clothes. I would just go buy from stores and stuff, but then started to realize like they don't have what I want.
Exactly.
Same thing with like paintings or art. It's just I want my own art. And then if people like it, they like it.
Yeah, because it's for you.
Yeah, so at the core, it's like I do it for me, and it's like it's just a bonus that people are into it.
Exactly. Icing on the cake if they want it. Because, like, there's a lot of things that I see at when I'm by myself shopping, I'm like, I really love that shirt, but I don't like the way those seams fit on by the armpit.
Yeah.
I want it with this, but I'm like, I can't fucking do that.
Yeah.
But you have the mindset of like, ooh, I know what fabric that is. I kind of know the measurements, and you just make it yourself because that's one thing that I'm thinking of doing, not for the masses, but for myself, because that's dope. Like creating something from scratch, bro.
Yeah.
And then putting that on. It's just I've done something for myself, and it's what I want.
Yeah.
Like I like H&M shirts because like you said, like I don't like to have a lot of branding if it's my stuff, and if it's my stuff, it's because I'm going to a concert or blah blah blah. But other than that, I like to be plain Jane.
Yep.
But there's sometimes that I want to just make my own shit.
Yeah, I do think it's definitely gonna be a challenge, and I think like there's other ways you can go about it too. So like it's maybe I think what you want to wear may be out there. Like I think that's a good place to start too. Dude, it's just a matter of like finding, like, because if you want to make your own stuff, it's a big commitment. But I think you can also you can make compromises, and maybe what you want to wear is out there. Yeah. It's just a matter of finding it. So that's hard to do though, because online you can only see so many stores, and in person they just whatever they have is what they have.
Damn. Hey Steph, if you're watching this is the time where you cut and then you bring it back into rapid fire questions. It's only for Steph. Anyways, because we're gonna keep going, because I don't want to stop within an hour, to be honest. I want to keep going.
Oh yeah, I'll keep going. Yeah.
So I told him to cut it out.
Okay.
So what we're talking about will always be online.
Yeah.
But for the radio, I wanted to cut there, and then we could bounce to your life.
Oh yeah. Yeah, whatever you want to do.
Okay. How has being a fashion designer...
Is this rapid fire?
No. Okay. This is
some
more questions. Again. Yeah. How has being a fashion designer affect your personal life and social life?
Let's do social. I'll start with social.
Yeah.
Well, I've never really been like super social.
Yeah.
So, I think hasn't really affected that too much. Like maybe, I don't think it's affected it too much, because even before I started making my own stuff or making art, like I was still at home a lot. It was just doing other things. So I still find time to like be social, or maybe go hang out or meet up with people or my family. But I'm a homebody, and I like being alone. I like being in my own space. So it's actually probably like hasn't really done any harm to it.
Yeah.
But personal life, it good and bad.
Yep.
Just feels like there's always something going on, or like you're like either working or running away from it.
Yeah.
So it's good and bad. I think it's definitely helped me develop as a person and sort of understand like where I want to go, or sort of work through like my art and clothes have been a way for me to work through like emotions or things that happen or stuff like that. Yeah.
Damn. So what do you shoot for, happiness or fulfillment?
Never really thought about it.
Yeah.
I think more fulfillment for me, because I think I can kind of find happiness in my own way. Yeah. But I think fulfillment is something that you're always looking for. So I think happiness doesn't seem like permanent.
It's not.
Seems
it's
sort of
fleeting,
like,
bro.
Yeah. And it seems like it comes and goes, which I think is a good thing, because you sort of like
I do agree.
Emotions balance out. But I think fulfillment, for me, engagement is a big thing. So I want to feel like I'm engaged with like a person, the work, like whatever I'm doing. I want to be like involved, or sort of like feel something back from it.
What does success mean to you?
Well, I think there's many ways to look at it. I think there's personal success, there's job success, there's life success. Yes. I don't think there's really one definition. I think it's more multifaceted, and sort of like you get success in many different ways. And for me, success is like people like sort of liking what I'm doing, or sort of engaging with what I'm doing, and sort of being able to continue, like, I think for me, like, if I had, like, success in terms of, like, people buying my stuff, like, right now it doesn't matter too much for me, because I think one day that'll come, or one day it'll never come, but, again, it started from me doing it for myself. Exactly. So as long as, I think, personally, if I remain successful, like, by, like, doing ideas, like, fulfilling ideas, and, like, going through with an idea, and capturing what I thought of at the end, I think that's success. So success in the work, and then in relationships and family. I think that's more important than like monetary things or
Facts.
yeah.
You are so right. Who are 3 people who have been the most influential in your growth? It could be 5 if we need some wiggle room.
Yeah, probably need some wiggle room. 'Cause there's been many different people.
Yeah. How about in the recent year? 3 people.
Well, I could give a few the past few years because I think, well, first my mom and my dad.
That's a couple. We'll count them as well.
Yeah. All good idea. Good idea. Yeah, mom and my dad for sure. And then, well, we can do the UNL program
Okay, bet.
because I think that's a good shout.
Yes.
Rather than individuals, because in reality, like they've all helped me.
True.
There's tons of people from UNL. Denise Irvin from. There was a workroom down in Omaha that I used to go to all the time, and she used to work there.
Allowed you.
So, yeah, it's a free space to work in, but she was kind of like my mentor, and like when I was designing some of the collections, or I'd bounce ideas or ask for help. So, her, and then I said my other 2 buddies, Ern, who I mentioned earlier, and then my buddy Zach, who's my age. I'd say them. Yeah, I think that's. Yeah, I'm just trying not to leave anybody out.
Yeah, it's okay. It's okay.
I think that really covers it, all those people. Because it definitely, like, I think past 4 years, those guys they all have been really influential.
Shout out to y'all.
Yeah.
So what are your hobbies outside of music? I mean, not of music. Of design.
Video games.
Yeah, what games? What games?
CSGO.
What is that?
Counter-Strike Global Offensive. Google it. You'll find out.
Yeah.
It's a first-person shooter.
Okay.
Computer games.
Is it a huge, like, map?
No, but off Fortnite.
Yeah.
Throw that. That's a huge map.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that. I play Fortnite with Zach and Ern all the time. And then I play other random games with Zach. But yeah, I say video games. I mean, other than that, not much.
Do you watch any TV? Do you
I
do
watch
longboard? Do you know?
Oh, okay, yeah. I'm into. I like history.
Oh, okay.
So I sort of like right now I'm really interested in Ukrainian history and like that whole part of the world. Yeah. So it started with Chernobyl, but it's gotten into a lot of like actual history.
Yeah.
Like from way back when. So research, I think is like you could count that as a hobby.
Yep.
Films, shows.
I was going to ask you another question, but we'll leave that for another time. What are 3 things we should know about you that we did not touch on? Self-discovery. What are 3 things we should know about you?
Maybe I'm in this for a long run.
Hey.
Yeah. So if you're getting to know me now, wait till you see where I'm at later.
Yeah.
Because for me, it's lifelong. Like I've started to realize that I get invested into people who spend like their whole life doing something.
Yes.
So like this Ukrainian musician who I found I found him while I was like earlier this year, and his music and like his life story is like really interesting to me because he just spent his whole life like involved in music.
Yes.
So I think for me, like, this ain't over.
Yeah.
It ain't over till the end. Because I'm just going to keep making stuff, whether it be clothes or art or
whatever.
Yeah. 2 other things. I'll throw in a random fact.
Yeah.
I almost got my pinky cut off when I was 2. Like
I see a little indent.
Yeah, I got a scar. I got a scar right there. I can give you the origin of RoninScarr. Not a lot of people know. So sort of like who I am as a person is like sort of like on my own, sort of like lone wolf type. So I used to be really into like samurai. So Ronin is like a samurai without a lord or a master. So I got really like that felt like it was me because it felt like I was just doing everything on my own, sort of like on my own journey. And then Scar is first 4 letters of my last name, and then I just combined them, and then that became RoninScarr.
Drop the mic.
I mean, that's something people. I don't really. People either. I don't. People have asked, but I don't feel like I've said that too much.
Enough, yeah.
So that's a good little random fact.
All right, Mr. RoninScarr. Ready for rapid fire questions?
Yes, sir.
Are you ready?
I'll try to be quick.
You don't have to be, but you can if you want. Who is an overrated fashion designer?
Come on, man.
Not overrated,
God,
but just
how's
like,
that a rapid fire question, man?
Yeah.
That's a thinking question. I don't know. I don't know if I have an answer because it's more. Man, I don't know. Because I try to find the people who I like rather than like people I don't like.
Yeah,
And
I'm with you on that.
People I don't like, just like next.
No, I'm with you. Okay, what fashion designer is killing it right now?
Oh, there you go. I think this brand called AA Spectrum.
Hold on, let me write that down.
Yeah, AA Spectrum. I believe that's what it is. I think it's
killing it.
Yeah, and then this Israeli designer Ed Mayner, Hedmayner.
Mm-hmm.
I think for me, those people are doing really good.
All right, bet. I'm gonna look them up. Are you more of a creative person in the morning or at night?
Definitely at night. Definitely later in the day. I like getting into the day and then working. Like I like having a morning and then getting into work.
I like that. Actually, now that I think about it, if you could save one thing from your house, what would it be?
Man, got one thing. Can I save a room? That's one thing. Hey man, that's one thing.
We'll allow that.
I don't know. See, I don't know if I would lay it down to one thing. Because I'd almost be better off just like start over.
Yeah. Because you're in for the long haul.
Yeah.
What is your latest purchase that wasn't smart?
Man. I don't know, man. Maybe.
Do you splurge on a lot of food? Do you?
Oh yeah, maybe a little too much food.
Yeah.
I think food's sort of like.
Food is my thing, man.
Yeah.
Especially chips. I'm a fiend, bro.
Yeah. See, for me, it's like going to restaurants.
Yeah.
Like fast food. Yeah, or getting stuff on campus.
Where did you go on campus a lot?
Valentino's.
Hell yeah.
That's the only place I go to.
My end card was used, bro. If I didn't get paid till Friday and it's Tuesday, it's getting used every single day.
Yeah. I don't know. I think I sort of don't look in terms of like bad purchases. I'm sort of just like accept it like, oh well.
Yeah. I'm with you on that. If you had a samurai sword, what would you call it?
RoninScarr.
Hey, what is your best feature?
Oh.
You determine whatever that means.
I think my brain.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Sort of like my way of thinking, sort of like thinking conceptually, but sort of being realistic and I don't know, trying to navigate through, trying to create ideas, navigate through other people's ideas, navigate the world. I don't know.
I really appreciated it today.
Like I don't think it's like it may sound egotistical, but I just think my mind.
Yeah,
Like
that's
just-
what someone Kanye would say, and Kanye believes in himself,
Yeah, I think.
and I believe in me.
Yeah, I think that's what it is. It's just confident in myself
Yeah,
enough to say that and be like, I feel like I could help others.
exactly. If you, what have you done that you are most proud of?
The journey of self-discovery.
Oh,
Like I said earlier, I think that being able to figure out, to more understand and figure out who I am and what makes me click or stuff like that, I think that's what I'm most proud of because I don't think necessarily like one art piece or one garment that I made. I think it's just, I think I think a better answer would be RoninScarr. I'm proud of that.
Yeah.
Like, sort of creating that and then becoming it.
Because that's a lifestyle brand that you've created.
Yeah.
That is going to, like, just like Nipsey Hussle, the marathon.
Oh, yeah.
The marathon continues. Like, he was so smart to even think about that.
Yeah.
You know? Because even when he's gone now, it's still going.
I mean, it's crazy to me that sometimes I'm just like, dude, you're 22, you're however old. It's just like, I just think I've always been serious and sort of intense. So I just sort of like grabbed life by the reins and just been like, this is mine. I'm gonna do what I want to do.
Facts. I like that. What song could you sing word for word on stage with your favorite band and musician? Like you.
I could learn a song.
Yeah.
I think I could do a Sewer Person. That's the artist name.
Sewer Person?
Yeah, his name's Sewer Person.
Okay.
He used to be Nine Tails. He has about like 500 songs out there.
What?
Yeah, the dude's crazy. look up Sewer Person. Look up Nine Tails. It's the letter 9 and then TAILS.
Sewer what? Sewer Tails?
Sewer Person.
Sewer Person and then Nine Tails?
Yeah. That dude's a legend in my eyes. I've been listening to that dude for forever. One of his songs for sure. Because a lot of his songs are emotional. I think I'd be able to. I think I'd be able to perform.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, if a movie was made about your life, what genre would it be?
Man, I don't want to say documentary. Like I want to say that, but I feel like a better answer would be something else. So I feel like something that's like fiction but also realistic.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of the genres.
Yeah, because like I asked the last guest this question, and he also said like a docu-series. I said my life would be a comedic thriller.
Okay, that's a good shout.
So like it started as a thriller, comedic points, but it'd still be like sad in a sense.
Maybe a drama.
Yeah, a drama.
Yeah, maybe
thriller.
a comedic drama.
Yeah.
To sort of have the balance of, so like poking fun at yourself, but then
Yes.
also having like intense, serious
That's why
moments.
I love comedy, bro.
Yeah, I think comedic drama. I
That's
kind of
good.
like the two opposing ideas.
Yes.
Yeah. Because I don't think documentary is a good answer.
No.
Because I feel like that's what everybody.
Yeah.
Like I feel like everybody would want a documentary about them. But I just thought throw this out there. I'm pretty sure I've heard this before, but your life is a documentary.
Yes.
So if you want a documentary about yourself, make it yourself.
Make it.
Do it now. Literally catalog your life.
Yes.
Because if you start doing it now, you'll have all kinds of stuff later.
That's exactly why I've created shit, not just for me, but for my kids and.
That's how I feel about some of the stuff I've made. It's like almost a legacy.
Yes.
It's almost like, because I feel like art and the garments are like extensions of myself. So it's sort of like a part of me. I'm making it part of me.
Exactly.
Rather than that way, it'll just exist.
Yes.
Even when I'm not here.
Yeah, it's gonna be digitally
or like,
there.
or when I'm not I'm in another state.
Yeah.
But something in this state that I made is there.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's exactly what I think, especially when I'm gone. I'm like, my kids will be able to see my progression. They'll look at old YouTube videos of me running track.
See,
They'll see football. Then they'll see, whoa, Dad is doing speaking gigs. He does his own podcast. Like, that's cool because it shows the kid, like, I could do anything.
Yeah, I think.
And I could do anything that makes sense.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I think some of the things that are thrown out there in terms of like maybe motivational things, there's like, you almost have to think of it deeper. Because like on face value, like I can do anything is like good.
Yeah.
It's a good thing to think.
Yep.
But you also have to have the realistic aspect to it.
Exactly. You need to have that balance.
Yeah.
Okay. And last question. Did you enjoy your time on Blazin A Trail Podcast?
I did. It almost makes me want to do my own podcast.
Bro, I think everybody should do it, man.
Well, I think it's just when people do like doing this podcast, just like I'm speaking like just to you, but it feels like speaking to myself, speaking to other people. And it's just, I think it's sort of personal way to express yourself and maybe give insights that. So I feel like a podcast is like succinct and it's sort of like, however long it is, it's probably longer than a conversation.
Yes.
That you'd have. So I think
we just press record.
I know.
That's crazy. You got any questions for me, bro?
What does blazing a trail mean to you?
Blazing a trail. So me and Alex are walking down a street, right? We are not walking the same footsteps, but we're going in the same direction.
Yeah.
And that is an expression of every human.
Yeah.
Like we're all striving towards fulfillment, right? We're all striving towards fulfillment, admiration, affirmation, those kinds of things, right? I just want to leave a trail, maybe snap a couple branches to show like, hey, man, are you curious about this? Here are a couple people that have gone down that path, and I've shown them, and they have shown you the obstacles that will come if this is the path you want to take. Like, do you want to veer off and be a media company? Go check that out.
I'll give it to you back. I'll give you what you said back to you.
What?
So it seems like you're sort of like creating the trail, and along the way you do little podcasts. So
That's so true.
On the trail,
like
on the trail are little stops.
Yes.
And the podcasts are the stops.
Facts.
And sort of you can either walk right by them, or get a little taste, or listen to the whole thing, or dive right into it. So it sort of seems like you're like, this is how I view my stuff, but I think it's sort of similar.
Yes.
Like, I feel like I created a world, the zone, but I feel like I'm leading people through it and sort of leading people through my life. But by blazing a trail, you're sort of leading other people like down this path, and sort of like having them follow you, and then checking out these other people. And, yeah.
Because it's like what we talked about earlier. It doesn't really make sense until you look back, right?
Yeah.
In some sort of sense. So when I was creating this, I was trying to do it for the benefit of other people, but I didn't think about how I'm going to see myself blazing this trail.
Yeah.
Like, oh,
yeah.
Did you even see how remember, you started in your apartment.
Yeah.
Your spare bedroom, and now you're doing whatever.
Yeah. I mean, I think there is a quote about this. I don't have it on hand, but the idea is like you do the work, whatever it is. It doesn't have to be creative, just whatever. But you can't do the work and be reflective at the same time.
That's so true.
You have to separate it. So when you do the work, you're reflective after. Because in reality, you don't have, like, you can't fully understand the work while you're in it.
Yeah.
Because that's not what you're focused on. So if you try to combine the two, it's just this mixture of you sort of get lost.
Yes.
So if you're on a trail and you're trying to look back while also going forward, you're not going to realize that you're off the trail now.
Exactly.
You have to like move forward, stop, and look back and sort of self-analyze.
It's so true. That's why I try and tell people what's coming ahead so they don't have to focus on what's like. You will always have a chance to look back, but you can't look forward and also look at the rear view mirror.
Yeah.
You know?
It's just like driving.
Yeah.
How are you going to go forward if you're looking back? You got two eyes in the front. They're in the front for a reason. If we had four eyes, it'd be different.
Yeah. You got anything to promote, brother?
Not too much right now, but I will have stuff coming out. I'll just promote RoninScarr.com.
Yeah. Check that out.
At RoninScarr on Instagram. I'm doing a little. There's a gallery at UNL campus. Okay. I'm doing a little exhibition, like
in Richards.
Yeah, in Richards. Hit me up if you want to know about it. But yeah, it's in like two weeks, like November 8th through the 12th. But I'll have video, photo.
It's my birthday week. Bet.
Oh, you gotta come out, man.
Yeah.
Other than that, just check me out on Instagram. Check my website. Just follow my journey.
And on Instagram is also RoninScarr?
Yeah, 2 R's at the end. But if you type in RoninScarr, it'll come up.
Yeah.
It'll come up.
All right. I would like to thank y'all for listening to Blazin A Trail Podcast. Remember to leave a review, subscribe to the channel. Leave a comment on what you learned about our friend Alex, aka RoninScarr. And make sure you follow us on Instagram at Blazin A Trail Podcast on Instagram. Shout out to KZUM. Bow, bow, bow. 89.3 FM radio station. Shout out to Turbine Flats for having us once again. Remember, do not compare yourself and do not compare your journey to somebody else's. As you can see, we're walking different paths. So don't be so hard on yourself because the world already is, okay? To make a change, always start with yourself because you are the one. So make it happen.